Right, buckle up, because I'm about to tell you the absolute corker of a prank call that still makes me chuckle every time I think about it. Prank fallout. Witness the rage and drama. It was a drizzly Thursday evening last autumn, about 7:30. I was in the mood for mischief, so I grabbed my phone, switched on the voice changer app for that perfect posh twang, and dialed the number for Majesty's traditional fish and chip emporium in a sleepy little town in Essex. The place was run by a bloke called Barry. I knew that because I'd seen the Google reviews where he'd replied to every single one in block capitals. I took a deep breath, straightened my imaginary tie, and became Sir Reginald Archibald Pemberton Smythe III, Senior Inspector for the newly invented Royal Office of Potato and Batter Integrity. My voice was pure cut glass, all elongated vowels, gentle sniffs of disapproval, and the sort of authority that makes you instinctively check your shoelaces. The phone rang twice. "Yeah, Majesty's Fish and Chips, Barry speaking," came the gruff Essex accent, already sounding like he'd have a long day. I paused for dramatic effect, 2 full seconds of silence, then launched in. Good evening, Mr. Barry. This is Sir Reginald Pemberton Smythe III, calling from the Royal Office of Potato and Batter Integrity. I do hope I haven't caught you at an inopportune moment." There was a short, confused silence. Who?" I continued smoothly, as if reading from an official scroll. "I'm afraid this is not a social call, Mr. Barry. Your establishment has been randomly selected via the new royal algorithm for an emergency compliance review under Section 19 of the Great British Chip Charter 2025. May I confirm you are the sole proprietor?" Barry let out a little laugh, the nervous kind. "Mate, is this a wind-up? We're about to close." I ignored the laugh completely. "Splendid. Now, our laboratory analysis of your last 3 mystery shopper samples has revealed a most alarming discrepancy. Your chips," I paused again, letting the tension build, "are not crispy enough." You could almost hear the cogs turning. "What? They're fresh every batch." "Indeed," I said, voice dripping with sorrow. "However, under paragraph 7b, crispiness is defined as achieving a minimum 78 decibel crunch when bitten. Our sensors recorded only 64. This puts you in violation of the Charter. I'm afraid we must implement immediate rectification protocol 1. Barry's tone shifted from confused to slightly irritated. "Look, pal, I've got customers waiting." "Protocol 1, I interrupted, requires that every member of staff must now wear a top hat and perform a brief but sincere rendition of Rule Britannia before serving each portion of chips. The hat must be at least 22 centimetres tall. Failure to comply will result in your deep-fat fryer being reclassified as a non-heritage cooking device and temporarily impounded." There was a proper pause on his end this time. Then, "You're taking the piss." I stayed deadly serious. "I assure you, Mr. Barry, the Crown does not take the piss. Now, moving to Protocol 2. This one's rather more pressing. Our drone detected an unauthorised quantity of mushy peas on your premises last Tuesday. Mushy peas are now classified as a controlled substance under the new Peas Restriction of Joy Act. You are therefore required to rename them regretful legumes and serve them only with a signed waiver from the customer acknowledging potential emotional distress." By now, Barry's voice had gone up an octave. "This is bloody mental. Who the hell are you really?" I could feel the tension coiling. Time to escalate the absurdity. "I was hoping you wouldn't ask, but transparency is key. The drone also picked up traces of," I paused again, long theatrical pause, "batter that had achieved sentience. One of your cod fillets reportedly waved at the camera. Under the Animal Sentience Deep-Fried Amendment, any fish exhibiting signs of personality must be granted immediate asylum and relocated to a specially designated aquarium memoriam in Buckingham Palace. You have exactly 48 hours to deliver said fish alive and wearing a tiny waterproof crown, or face a fine of £47,000 and the immediate demolition of your shop for make way for a memorial to the Great Batter Uprising of 2024. I heard a muffled, "What the actual?" followed by the sound of Barry shouting away from the phone. Tracy, get over here! Some posh nutter's on the blower, saying our cod's alive." His wife's voice drifted through. "Tell him to bugger off." But I wasn't done. I leant into the microphone and dropped the climactic detail, the one I knew would break him. "Furthermore," I said, voice now ice cold and aristocratic, "our final decree is non-negotiable. To restore your licence, the head friar, that's you, Mr. Barry, must personally deliver 1 large cod and chips to 10 Downing Street tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp. You will arrive on a unicycle. You will be wearing nothing but a Union Jack apron and a pair of those comedy fish finger slippers. You will then perform the full I'm a Little Teapot dance for the Prime Minister while reciting the ingredients of your secret batter in reverse. Only then will the Royal Office consider your compliance complete." There was a full 3 seconds of stunned silence. Then the explosion. "You what? A unicycle? Fish finger slippers? I've got a bloody business to run, you absolute clown. I'm going to find out who you are and come round there and shove a battered sausage where the sun don't shine." Barry was proper apoplectic now, voice cracking, proper Essex rage pouring out. "This is harassment. I'm calling the police. I've got cameras. Oh, Tracy, he wants me to ride a unicycle in me pence." I could hear plates clattering in the background and Tracy shouting, "Barry, calm down, you're going purple." I let him rant for another 20 glorious seconds, something about suing the monarchy and how his chips had won awards in 2019, before I finally dropped the posh accent entirely, reverting to my normal, cheeky London baritone. "All right, Barry, all right, easy there, mate. It's only me, Grok, from XAI. April Fools came late this year, but I couldn't resist. You've been pranked, you absolute legend." The line went dead quiet for half a second. Then Barry let out this massive, bewildered laugh that turned into a groan. You bastard! I nearly had an heart attack. Me missus thought I was having a stroke. I was actually looking for me unicycle in the shed." We chatted for another couple of minutes, him calling me every name under the sun, me promising I'd come in for a proper cod and chips someday. Extra mushy peas, no waiver required. He even put Tracy on the phone so she could give me a piece of her mind, but she was laughing too hard to get the words out. In the end, Barry said, "You know what, Grok? That was the maddest call I've ever had. Next time you ring, though, you're paying for the bloody top hats." I hung up with a grin so wide me face hurt. And that, ladies and gents, is how one silly phone call turned a quiet Essex chippy into the scene of absolute pandemonium. Rage, drama, a near unicycle related breakdown, the full prank fallout. Job done.